3, 2, 1. Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Ash on Comics. This is a comic book review for Batman 92. It's been a little while since I've read some Batman due to the whole COVID. But comics are back. I don't really remember what's going on. I tried to skim the last issue and was like, oh yeah, there's this guy named, I already forgot his name, the designer, who's had this huge big plan to ruin Batman, apparently. This whole time, he's got these 6 villains that he's gathered together to do this master plan, of which one of them is Catwoman, because this plan has been so long in the making. This is back when apparently Catwoman was totally cool at murdering Bruce Wayne. But now she doesn't. This is the whole preposterous nature of Batman and Catwoman ever being together. The chick was literally part of a conspiracy to kill Batman. You're kind of a murderer at that point, and you're one of the world's biggest thieves. You're gonna marry one of the richest men in the world. Take all his. It's just the dumbest, most preposterous, absurd thing. Yes, I absolutely 100% agree with the chemistry between the two, the forbidden romance. That all works. It's just one of those things that can never actually happen, right? And fortunately for comics, since comics don't really progress, they're sort of a snapshot in time, right? Batman's not going to grow old and retire, and well, I guess he does in the sense that we have like future comics like Batman Beyond. But in the comic itself, we're not going to journey through Batman's life and have him, he's just always going to be perpetually 25 to 35. And Batman, and then if DC tries to move the clock forward a little bit, eventually there'll just crisis again and a rewind, and then, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So this is Pawns of the Designer, James Tynion IV, and oh God, look at this. When hate hits home, it's time to take a stand. I am so sick. I am absolutely so sick of progressive propaganda just being slammed in my face. There's not the only hate that's going on out there are by the people crying victims of hate. You can just go all over social media now and just see tons and tons of people that aren't white gangbanging and beating up people who are white for no reason. You're seeing things of elderly men and women just getting assaulted and beat for no reason, just on the street. But it's the hate of the Klan, who no one's heard from in 60 years. Yes, I know there's a couple Klan people off in buttfuck, rural nowhere that sit around and have their little meetings, but they're pathetic, and we just ignore them. They would go away. But this tries to make it like it's drawn Superman's attention. It's so systemic and wrong. And then the main character's not even black. It's so dumb. Anyway, sorry. I get triggered. You know me, I get triggered. The book starts off without any credits or anything. And immediately I notice the artist is not my favorite guy, Jorge Jimenez. And I'm like, oh, this isn't even as good as the art in the DC Digital First books. This looks really subpar Batman. Like, what's going on here? Now, it's not atrocious art, and the artist definitely does have some ability. He knows how to frame shots and layouts. I do like this looking out the window. I like the detail of the background of the shots. His illustration, though, is just not... It's just not there to be primetime DC's top book. This is the big time. This is the championship belt. And this is not it. This would be fine for Nightwing. This would be fine for a B-list title. Gives the guy some practice. The guy definitely does have talent, and there's things that he does well. I really like this frame shot here. This, if you blow this up here, I'm like, oh, this is very Frank Miller. So in this book, Catwoman's trying to go against the designer to save Batman because she was part of this big conspiracy, and now she wants take backs. I don't want to do that anymore. Batman, of course, is going off and trying to defeat the designer by taking each of the pawns out one by one. He's taken them all out, including Deathstroke here at the beginning. And the last one is Riddler. And it's just when he thinks he's like, I'm going to get this, Riddler shows up and says, nope, I'm here. And where is it? He's done this thing that seems really preposterous where it's really contrived. So somehow Riddler has put up these walls across Gotham and made this grid that you can see down here. And then this grid works kind of like a crossword puzzle, and he's going to riddle Batman. And if Batman gets the words wrong, then those blocks get blown up. But if he gets them right, then the walls low down. I'm like, the logistics of setting up this crime seem utterly ridiculous. And these walls, they're not explained what they are, how they got. It's just, there's walls. They look like Tron light cycle walls. They're just there. Just go with it. You're like, all right. We get to see some, taunting of Riddler and Batman. We get to see some Catwoman and Harley banter where, they're just going through the sewers and Harley's like, I always figured you hero types had like a whole extra secret sewer to muck around in, so you wouldn't have to stink so much. The good guys always stink less than the bad guys. Bad guys tend to spend more time walking around in poop. You learn something new every day. Yeah, that's my philosophy too. But you really don't have some secret bat tunnels? I thought that maybe they were like whole bat subway cars with cushy seats and stuff. And that's how you heroes all beat us to our hideaways. I'm not feeling particularly heroic right now, Harley, so maybe let's change the subject. Oh, sure. Are we there yet? Not yet. I know it's around here somewhere. I think we're here. I got a strong feeling in my gut, and not from the smell. Why do you say that? Well, it's probably all the muscle this designer guy sent to kill us. Usually to me, that means you're in the right spot. Hell. I know, right? Zombie cops. I hate zombie cops. And then Harley jumps into the fray. Now, I say this over and over and over. You're probably sick of hearing it if you watch my channel, but I hate modern Harley. I hate modern comics Harley. The movie version was okay in the first movie. I didn't see the second one. the birds of gay. Sorry if that offends you. It's not meant to be offensive, and so please don't look to be offended. But I like the original Harley, the Paul Dini Harley from Batman Animated Adventures. I like the original messed up in the head, sexual abused Harley. She was very much a metaphor for a real life victim. And she was cuckoo, crazy, and she fit. She was never meant to be this major iconic character. She was a prominent henchman of the Joker, and it worked really well. And then she got popular, and like many characters that get popular, it's like, let's do all sorts of things. And now DC's tried to turn her into the next Deadpool. She breaks the fourth wall. They're turning her into some sort of like heroic character. It's like, dude, she's not a hero. She is a murderer, a mass murderer that needs to go on the electric chair. But in comics land, especially modern Marvel and DC, that doesn't matter anymore. It's just like pro wrestling. You can have a face turn, or is it a heel turn? One of the two. 1 minute you're the villain, next minute you're the hero, or 1 minute you're the hero, next minute you're the villain. Then you can come back and forth and it's just pro wrestling, which explains why so many modern comic writers love pro wrestling, and or not writers, the fans. I'm guessing the writers do too, because they write comics like it's pro wrestling. Now, I like James Tynion. I'm not really trying to bag on him. I support him, and I feel mostly he does good work. And I feel this book actually is mostly good too. It's not a deep story at all. It's just a big, bombastic adventure. Tynion, I think, gets that from his mentorship under Snyder. And I think this story doesn't make any bones about it. Like it's not any, there's no pretension. James Tynion is basically going, I am not Tom King. I am writing some crazy Batman scenario, and please jump on board. I hope you enjoy the ride. And that's what he's doing. And he's being overt about it. He's not trying to pretend otherwise. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The Harley lines, as much as I hate the character, it kind of works sometimes. It's kind of cute. There's some banter between Batman and Deathstroke here that I think is kind of cool. They get down this part where they're running from the zombies, and they get down, and this Batman says to the thing, he says something, what does he say? This is a message to the man in the machine. I'm in the Tim Street Black Line Station, downtown track. And then Riddler, of course, is talking to him. Batman, you're not playing fair. Ask your damn questions, Riddler. And then he does this crossword thing, and then all of a sudden this shows up, and Deathstroke just looks at him. Look at this look, Deathstroke's face, like, you're kidding me. A bat train? Just get on. It's like, this is the author telling us, yes, I know. Yes, wink and a nod. I know it's absurd. That's the point. It's Batman. He's got a bat train. Like, this is not meant to be highbrow Batman. This is meant to be fun, superheroic, bombastic Batman. And if you're willing to go on that ride, I think you can have fun. This is a crazy chair that Batman has in his train. It's like, what's this? Part throne, part cockpit chair. Like, it's just Batman. I'm in my train. Look at me. We get some riddles from Riddler that are fun that they're not super hard, so you can kind of play along. Batman, of course, answers them right away. Riddler gets more and more pissed off that Batman solves his riddles. Meanwhile, we keep cutting back to Catwoman and Harley fighting these zombies. Look, this 90-pound girl, maybe she's 100, maybe 110, depending on how tall she is. I don't know. She's really skinny. She is barely wielding that mallet, barely lifting it. She's not smashing zombies, but, she would have been lunch. Catwoman at least has some skills, but she's not going very far either. And as soon as this hulking beast of a man that's actually a zombie gets on top of her, she's done for. But they escape through this hideout. I don't know what this is. Bat fans, longer time Bat fans than me might know. This is the Underbroker. And they get in, and they need some help. And Catwoman's got this big plan to make the biggest heist ever and outdo the designer. But unfortunately, it's like, uh-oh, who sent in the clowns? And you're like, oh, shit, it's Joker. What's going on? And then we see the shadowy figure in the background. We know who that is. I thought you assured us we wouldn't have company. I'm a deal maker, darling. I'm always open to a plan that benefits everyone. Trust me, anything that benefits them isn't going to be tenable. So we see that Punchline is here, and she's got a plan. She was going to do the robbery too. And she's going to use the broker, and there's no room for her, Catwoman and Harley. And we just get this big thing. Her introduction's kind of cheesy. She says something like, well, if you two are the jokes, and trust me, I've been watching you. You are the jokes. Then I'm the punchline. I'm where you end. So, Harley, this is kind of a cute little bit. Like I said, if you're willing to go along with the ride. I hate Harley, and I found it somewhat made me smirk a little. I don't get it. Are you a fan? I can't do a Harley voice. I am definitely not a fan. Because this is now Harley facing her replacement, right? Ooh, she's got attitude, cat lady. Hey, yeah, we don't have time for you. We're robbing a bank. Yes, I know. That's why I'm here. I'm robbing the same bank. I'm doing it first. Wait, why are you dressed like that? She's the Joker's new girlfriend, Harley. I'm his partner. Are you funny? You don't sound funny. You know what's going to be funny? What I do with your skin. Nah, that's not how funny works. You need a voice and an attitude. Really? I think I just need a few sharp knives. Honey, a few years from now, after you have a couple dozen come-to-God moments and do some good long cries in the shower, I'm going to buy you a frozen margarita, and we're going to chat girl to girl. But right now, I'm going to hit you in the head with this big fucking hammer until you don't wake up. So you can see there's a dramatic contrast between Harley and Punchline. Punchline is not just another goofball Harley. She's this cold, calculating, kind of murdering psychopath. I'm kind of struggling how this type of person, this personality type, is at all a partner with the Joker. Joker doesn't do partners. He does henchmen, people beneath him. He uses people. Harley worked because he legitimately had feelings for Harley, even though they were very abusive, like the caricature of like an abusive spouse, like elevated to comic book levels. But he's still just even like an abusive spouse. Even abusive spouses do care for their spouses. They're just sick in the minute abuse. You know, they're wrong. There's no justification. I just don't see Joker working Punchline. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how this works. Well, we'll have to see. The book doesn't explain it. Catwoman basically forces the broker to do his will because she knows everything about him, and Batman ends up showing up and surprising the Riddler because he was able to tell where the Riddler was just by the backgrounds from the pictures, which kind of makes Riddler seem stupid to me. Like, I was like, yeah, really? Like, Riddler's didn't think to, I don't know. But go with it. Meanwhile, Deathstroke's walking around handcuffed the whole time, and he's just kind of playing for comic relief. And he's like, you know, as Batman shows up, yes, Eddie, I hear you. And you can see Eddie's face here. And meanwhile, in the background, oh, this is every night for you, huh? Most of them, yeah. Why the hell do people live here? Batman just is like, it's like, it plays kind of for laughs. And, you know, Batman himself can't make the jokes. So if you want to have comic relief in a Batman story, you need side characters like this. And Deathstroke walking around being handcuffed the whole time is kind of funny. I don't know if I want all my Batman comics to be that way, but it kind of works. And then finally at the end, we get the confrontation with the designer, and he's like, hello, Bruce, please come in. We should talk a little before I kill you. And you're like, well, that's very, you know, this is Batman. Like, you're just so confident. You're like, I'm just going to kill you. Like, I guess he's got a plan. We'll see. So this was Their Dark Designs Part 7, which means the story's going on to Part 8, and it's like, come on, Tynan, I know you got a big epic story to tell, but we don't need Tom King level arcs, right? Keep them to 4 to 6 issue arcs, please. Like, let's not stretch these stories out forever. And I know we got War of the Jokers, which is just going to be even bigger than this. So Guillaume March is the artist here. This was fun. It was fine. I would give this 3 stars. I enjoyed reading it. Definitely better than Tom King. So I'm still happy that it's better than what we once had. But Tynan has done much better before. I really wish Tynan would get past this phase. He doesn't need to be Scott Snyder, especially on Batman. I would like to see Batman a little more grounded in the Batman book. We got Batman, Superman, we got Justice League, we got things like Death Metal, for the times where we want to see Batman be preposterous and out of this world. Batman and Detective Comics, both, I think, for my taste, work better when Batman's a little bit more grounded. He's a little bit more of the Dark Knight, you know, patrolling Gotham, keeping it safe. But I can't hate on this book. Can't praise it. Can't hate on it. So it is what it is. That's my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed hearing them. Leave like, don't leave like and subscribe below. Leave comments below. Like and subscribe if I've earned that from you. I appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you next time. I'll see you then.